Hello everyone, welcome back to another accessibility review. Today we're looking at a game called Demeo. As you can see, we're in our sort of quintessentially 80s basement. We've got a retro game console over there, some posters of the game up on the walls, there's even some vinyl on the wall. There's an old computer with a lava lamp next to it and a dartboard. The perfect setting for a tabletop RPG. If you've never played a tabletop role-playing game, like Hero Quest or Zombicide or any of the others, basically, in this game, you have a selection of 4 characters, each of which has a different style and special abilities and stuff like that. And it's a dungeon crawler, so you're going around through a dungeon, fighting monsters and stuff like that, collecting loot. Each player takes the turn, and then all the monsters go in one turn, and then it repeats. You have cards that are for your potions and different abilities and stuff like that, and each thing you do, each action, you roll a die to see how much damage or how much you fail. So it's all based on that die, whether you succeed or fail. So without further ado, let's get into the review. So here we are at the main menu, and I want to say, when I first installed this game, I immediately fell in love with it, and here's why. So here's a, pretty standard menu. You can walk around it and stuff. It's not like fixed to a wall way off in the distance or anything. But here's what really, really made me excited. This game, you can rescale yourself to be tiny. So now the menu, and you can move around the world too. You can fly like that. So this menu is now huge. So I'm gonna grab the bottom of the menu here and put it on the floor, right at my feet. And as you can see, it's almost as tall as I am. That's insane. I love it. No problem here seeing the menu. Host game, join game. Yes, skirmish. No problem seeing the settings either. All that stuff is over here on the left. You got like the main menu button. You have, not sure what they're not labeled, but they show you. Oh, this is the items. So this is just when as you level up, you get to choose what the cosmetics are. It's all in-game. You can't buy any of it. It's just you gain it as you play the game. That's what this appears for. As you just play the game, you just unlock these as just little rewards. But see, this is amazing. I love this. Look how huge that is. Oh my god. White die. I think I've unlocked that. Yes, I have. As you can see, I'm only level 4. Tenderfoot. Haven't played all that much. But if you don't need it that big, you can just shrink, or you can enlarge yourself right back to normal size and do that. And even if you're normal size, you can still get really close before the menus actually disappear. So here we are. I've started a private game. We're at the character selection screen, and you can get really close. Let me just stabilize that. There we go. You can get really close to these character sheets, so you can read them fairly easily. You have the Guardian, the Sorcerer, the Assassin, and the Hunter. That's your Ranger. See, they got nice little models too. You got their little bow. This one has like blades. This one's got a staff, and this one has a big sword and shield. This doesn't scale when you scale the world, but that's fine. You can get really close, and they don't go away. So we're actually going to take the. You know what? Let's take the Sorcerer. Sorcerer is kind of fun. Now this is the cool part too. Remember how we zoomed in, or we shrunk down and got real close to the menu? So you can stay and float above here and It's actually good if you want to get a view of the entire map. But you can get right down close to the action. And now this is like, it's not quite huge. Like if that's the floor, that's the table. But you can put yourself in the floor so you can get pretty close. And here's the cards I was talking about earlier. You can get kind of close to them. This is like the one issue. There's only like 2 issues I have with the game, and this is one of them. You can get close to them, but not all that close. So personally, I can read them. Like I can tell that's a healing potion. It is kind of hard for me to read the description, but the titles I can tell. Fireball, what's that? Freeze and Zap. But some of the details on the cards are kind of hard to see. That's just your XP counter thing. But the one issue is you have to hold your hand in this position to get the cards to show up. So once you have like a full deck of cards, it's kind of hard to hold your hand in the position and try to point out which card you want and try to read it without it disappearing. It's just a little bit frustrating, but honestly, it's not that big of a deal. It's just a little bit of a hassle when you're sort of in the middle of the action. But let's talk about the character. As you can see, there's a big shaft of light above my character because it's my turn. I mean, I am the only player right now, so it's my turn. But you'll see that over, if you're in a multiplayer game, you'll see that over yourself and then your friend who's playing with you. I don't think it goes over the monsters though, because they all go on the same turn, and they just kind of go. It only shows the actual players. But see, you can get real close to them. You can pick them up like this, and you can see this square is where you can move, and you'll see this little circle on the tiles where you're going to land, and you just drop them. You can also see very clearly your HP that you have left. And one of the other things I didn't much care for with this is the... Oh, it's not showing it. I'll show it later. You get stats when you pick up your character. You get stats above the head, and I'll show you that once we get in game. But, so you can also point and click. Drag your guy out the door.
The elven caterpillars reach you with a distant wail of despair. You steel yourselves and make ready to seek out the evil nemesis residing below.
Gotta find the evil nemesis below. So here's there's some of the loot. See, that's very clearly a pile of coins. You can get really close to that. And there's a, what is this? Oil lamp. See, any of the hazards in the world or the enemies, you can't just point at them. And again, very clearly, there's the HP. It's only got 1 of 1. That's like that for all the enemies, like this guy over here. Elven Mystic. Ooh, fun. He's got 7 of 7. But see, then you can... This button, you can pick them up, and this was the other issue I was having. When you pick them up, you get a little stat window, but it's sort of over their head, and it's sort of far away. So even if you're zoomed out, it does get kind of small. So if you try to zoom in, you sort of have to crane your neck a little bit and hold it at a weird angle. Again, not that really big of a deal. It's just sort of frustrating. If you really want to check out the stats of an enemy or yourself, you can pick up yourself. Okay, apparently not.
Monster turn.
See, I went, and the monster's gonna go. Oh, and he spawned a guy behind me. Fantastic. So he spawned an archer. And you can pick that guy up and see his stats. He's got an ability called Heavy Arrow. So the reason this part is kind of frustrating is because sometimes he'll have immunities. And then sometimes they'll have weaknesses. So if you're say if somebody's immune to stun and you're trying to stun them over and over again, if you're not able to read this, that can that can really hinder your ability to win against that enemy. Because if you're trying to stun them and you don't realize they're immune, you're kind of screwed there. But fighting is pretty easy. You just pick up your character and put it on there. And he turns red, so you know which enemy you're attacking. So he turns red. I can't go over there. I can go here. You get a nice little audio cue when the die comes up and you just grab it. Let it go. Oh, critical fail. Oh. Oh, you get 2 turns, that's right. Let's try that again.
What will the monsters do next?
See, all the monsters kind of go at once. You don't get an arrow, you don't get like a light above their head. They just kind of go. But then you do. In multiplayer, you do have this little thing on your wrist. And I mean, there's only me and the monsters, so it's pretty obviously what order is going to happen. But that is kind of hard to see because you can't really get all that close. Mainly because your headset blocks your hand from getting closer to your face. So I don't know, maybe if they could make that a little bigger, just easier to see, or like if you point at it, it would get bigger, or something like that. Or even just maybe add it to this whole thing down here. That would make it super easy to see. Just to sort of keep track of the order of play. Oh, critical fail again! You slapped him and basically hurt himself. You know what? Let's just zap him. Let's zap this guy. Just to get him so he doesn't spawn another guy. And honestly, that's basically this game. That's really all there is to it. There's more enemies and a whole bunch of different enemy types you can get. There's like rangers, there's rats that will come after you. There's rats nests that when you kill them, they spawn more rats. Or I think that's the spider's nest. But as far as like game mechanics and UI goes, that's pretty much it. Like, it's a super simple game and it's super fun. And like visually accessible. I wasn't sure about getting this game because I wasn't sure how it would be. I honestly thought it would just sort of be like this, like looking down at it. But the fact that you can get really close like this, you can get right up in the action and just go for it. You can watch it all happen. There we go. Just slap him. Slap him again. Come on. And he's dead. Nice. Do you know what I'm gonna do? Oh, he spawned another guy. But see, look, there's a spider. Let's do zap on this oil thing. Nice. Nice visual. So he's dead. Now, let's kill the rat. Or spider. I don't know why I keep calling it a rat. Slap. Dead.
I don't fear the undead.
So there we go. That's Demeo. Oh, and to open the doors, you just do that. Doors open. But yeah, that's it. There's not really much else I can say about this game. It's a great game. Highly recommend it. If you're visually impaired, yeah, you can probably play this. Pick it up. I'd give it like a 9 out of 10, mainly just because there's those few little things that they could probably improve on. But yeah, 9 out of 10 of this game. Definitely recommend. Buy it. I think it's like $20 US. I'm not sure how much it is, like in pounds or anything like that, but it's about $20 US. So yeah. Alright, well, that's gonna do it for my review of Demeo. I know this was kind of a short one, but honestly, there's not much else I can say about the game. It's a simple game. There's, not that many mechanics. The dungeons, I'm pretty sure, are procedurally generated, so there's replayability. There is 2 different adventures you can have. I think there's more coming soon. It is multiplayer, so you can play it with friends. And I mean, visually, it's definitely accessible. I mean, look how big this menu is. Good lord. Talk about huge. I don't know if that's what they were going for when they made it like that, but either way, kudos to them. Good job, developers. Like I said before, I would give this game a 9 out of 10, because it's definitely playable if you have a visual impairment, even if it is pretty severe like mine is. If you can play VR at all, you can definitely play this. Well, folks, we've come to the end of this adventure. If you enjoyed it, roll a nat 20 on that like button. Be sure and drink your subscribe potion and go ahead and cast that notification spell. See what I did there? Be sure and stay tuned. I might be doing some multiplayer adventure if anyone's interested in doing that. But anyway, I'm Helix, and until next time, I'm gonna do some 80s hacking on this weird backwards keyboard thing. Ooh, I'm hacking the mainframe.